whenever I see a homeless person with tattoos, I feel less bad for them. Right? Because you could see some mistakes on their body. You could see financial mistakes. I'm saying you see a homeless guy with no tattoos, and like, I don't know how he spent his money. I have no idea. Maybe he had bad luck, like the market dropped out. But the homeless guy with tattoos, I'm like, that's a couple $1,000s that you could have saved. I feel like the tattoos mean less to you when you become homeless. You know, you're like, you see this dragon wrapped around a sword on this leprechaun that represents $300. It suddenly isn't as important to you. Stalkers, you know, some people find it scary when people have stalkers, but I think it's kind of cool. Like, that something about you broke this person's brain. Like, if you didn't exist, they would live a completely normal life. Just something about you ruined their life. Like, think of how many lives Justin Bieber has ruined. Just something about his singing and dancing. People saw it and went, and then, like, that's all they do for the rest of their life. Just like, Justin! Like, I would do this. I would go down a YouTube rabbit hole where I'd watch, like, old Michael Jackson concert footage. And he's the pinnacle of breaking people's minds. Because, like, it would be Barcelona, you know, he's doing a concert there. And you would see, like, a 35-year-old German guy just like, Michael! Like, getting carried out on a stretcher. Like, that guy has a wife and kids. And, Michael! Like, do you go into work the next day? Like, whoa, what happened to you today? I love Michael. Like, does he have a real life? I would quit my job. If I was that into Michael Jackson and I fainted and I was crying, I'd have to, like, move to a new country. Just no one could see this footage of me. No. Sometimes when you're in a relationship and then both of you have therapists, I realize it's like having a lawyer for your mind. Like, my therapist says, well, we're at odds here. And I like how my therapist, like, you think that's grounds for an excuse. Like, you mean the person you pay agrees with you? What are the odds? Like, no one's going to the therapist who, like, gives it to them, just shits on them the whole time. In my professional opinion, you're wrong. Oh, I'm not gonna get any more money? Well, you have some points. You bring up some interesting points. I think it's harder to dance when you get older because you're busier and you're more aware that you're gonna die. Like, death is too close and you're like, what's the point? When you're younger, in your 20s, it's like so far away. You're just like, this is what it's always gonna be like. We're gonna live forever. But when you're 40, you're like, we're all gonna end up in a box. I don't want to dance. Oh, I'm watching Downton Abbey. I'm late to it. You don't know my impression of Downton Abbey? Mama. You have to watch the show. Like, in the show, there's like a hot butler. He's like a handsome guy. I'm straight enough. I can admit when a guy's hot. And I was thinking, like, it must have sucked to be hot back then. Because, like, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Like, if you're a hot farmer, there's more of a caste system back then. Like, it was more like a novelty. Like, hey, the farmer's hot. Oh, well. Like, who gives a shit? Like, your life is still fucked. The guy who brings me crumpets looks good. Oh, well, he's always going to bring me crumpets. Like, you're not going to out-beautiful your way out of your circumstances. Whereas today, if you're hot, you can, like, sell coconut water at Playa Vista. Just do ab exercises and drive a Maserati. But if you were hot in old-timey times, you're just fucked. A rich person would be like, that's quaint. I'm ugly and loaded. I come from money. Oh, have you guys noticed, like, it's weird, some toilets have 2 buttons now. Like, it'll have 1 water droplet or 2 water droplets. Back in the day, like, you just flush. I like that now you have to make a judgment call. Like after you take a shit, you have to do some inventory. Like, is this a 1 drop or a 2 drop? I could 1 drop it, but that could get dicey. I better 2 drop it just to be safe. You do a 1 drop, and you're like, I should have done 2 drop. Now I gotta call a plumber. Yeah, you used to shit and just press a button. Now you gotta like get a pie chart out and some graphs. One more time. Yes. All right. Well, all right. Really enjoying that. Oh, I've never gotten that. An exhale of pleasure after a joke. Oh. That's my bar. That's what I'm trying to get to. That's the best joke you're gonna hear all night, guys. Just no awe? Come on. No awe after that? So like, athleisure is this big trend. Like it's this big trend amongst women. Like you'll wear yoga pants everywhere. You'll wear it to the grocery store, to airports. Like you just get to wear yoga pants all the time. And I'm like envious. I'm jealous. Like guys, we can't do that. We can't wear yoga pants. Just because we have cocks. That's the only reason, because society doesn't want to see an outline of a cock. It's covered and everything, but that's how revolting the cock is. Like people don't even want to be reminded that it exists, that the shape is even under there. That's how much we hate penises. And like we don't do that with breasts. Like when women wear a blouse or a sweater, no one's like, wear a muumuu, that's grotesque. I could see the outline of your breasts, but like, it's cock discrimination. Like, I can't go into a Starbucks with yoga pants and be like, yeah, let me get a caramel macchiato. He needs to learn. Don't cover his eyes, ma'am. He has one of these too. Don't body shame me. I play the liberal card. I just have my cock out in yoga pants. Don't body shame me. Are you Republican and that's what you can't handle my cock in yoga pants at Starbucks? Let's just see how liberal people will get. To a degree. Yeah, I'm also jealous, ladies. You get to wear sweatpants whenever you want. As a guy, when you wear sweatpants, you're making a gamble with yourself. You're like, I don't plan on getting a boner at any time today. You just have to pray you don't get a boner in public. And if you do, it's like you're a werewolf. You're just like, not here, not now. Yeah, I need to go home. Yeah, look away. You have to go into the woods. Well, you just wait the boner out until you re-enter society. Yeah. It's like, wait, it doesn't need to be that intense. But I want to do that. Whenever I get a boner, just pretend I'm turning into a werewolf, just with a girl, like, look away. Yeah, I'm ready. And then after we're done fucking the next morning, I'm like, I'm sorry you had to see me that way. Normally I don't let that side of myself. Yeah. Why is it so like cum guzzler is an insult? Cum guzzler is an insult to women, I suppose. I guess you want them to sip cum like a Prius. You want more moderate consumption of cum. Guzzling, you're like, this is too much. More. I will get an ah out of you by night's end. It's not even about these anymore. I need this. So I don't like the way that love is depicted in Hollywood, right? Oh, you're behind this? Yeah, Snap's cool. Because every time it's like a rom-com and the guy's like, I can't sleep without you. Like, you complete me. I need you in my life. It makes it seem like the guy has no dick or brain, you know? Like, that's not how love is. Like, this isn't romantic, but I think the perfect depiction of love, it's not going to be on a Hallmark card or anything, but like it would just say, I would be okay without you, but I don't want to. Right? Because that just shows you, like, I would grieve, I would get over it, eventually try to find a semblance of a happy life after it. That's what you want. The whole, I can't sleep, I can't eat without you, that's like saying, I'm mentally unstable, let's get back together. Like, that's not attractive. I need you. I'm unstable. Yeah, that's not cool. I always like too when like a girl breaks up with a guy or something, and he's like, just so you know, like I'm never gonna be able to love again. Like, that's your problem. That's not. Like, oh no, I've reduced his capacity to love. I better stay in this relationship. Just so you know, my heart's stone now. Like, has any girl ever stayed in a relationship? Because like, oh no, his heart's stone. I'll never be able to love.